Welcome. How are you feeling today? Why this talk in English?
Okay, Lore. Thank you so much for having me here. Why in English? I don't know. Just it was a good idea to give this talk in English because not to be so redundant compared to a
Of
year
course.
before.
Thank you so
So
much for that. So welcome. The stage is yours, and go ahead.
thank you. Um, Hi everybody. So I'm here to tell you, um, as our previous talks said, that we are living in a very transformative period in human history, as Edison illustrated before. And this rise of artificial intelligence is not just another technological shift. As we have seen, it's a fundamental change in the way we work, in the way we communicate, also, and the way we lead. So here, we are about to talk about leadership hacks in the AI era. And in the next 45 minutes, my goal is to give you practical strategies, what I call hacks, that you can use to navigate this landscape effectively and lead your teams with confidence and vision. So first of all, let's talk about a bit about me. The first thing I would like to say is that I am a Catholic. I am a proud father and a proud husband. I love running very much. I have run 3 marathons in recent years, and I enjoy it very much. I run every day. The second thing about me is that I like to have quality time with my family very much. And a weird thing that many people have laughed about it is that I love doing the dishes. I think it's the perfect time to a perfect time for reflection, to think about things, and to get new ideas also. And here you see a video of me that was AI generated. It was supposed to be me doing a fantastic wink, and it went wrong. Some of the particular things AI has. So the plan for today will be this. In the first, we were going to start with a section that I call the complex world AI leaders phase. It was made to set a stage for why a new approach of leadership is necessary today. Next, we'll dive into the new leadership imperative. So we will define what is now required for us as leaders in this AI-driven world. The core session, of course, will be the 4 hacks, where we will have tangible, actionable strategies. And I want you to take it away from our time together today. And we will wrap up with a game plan that it's just a suggestion. We will maybe make a lot of conclusions today, but I will give you some tips so with how you can start with this plan. Before we start, I would like to talk about this quote. This quote was stated like 100 years ago by G.K. Chesterton, and it says that the true pioneer is a man who turns things upside down, but the modern man has turned his mind inside out. And what he said is that the goal for man was or has been in recent centuries to challenge the status quo, but the man has decided to, instead of that, causing a lot of confusion. And that's what we're gonna see in the first topic we see today. So this complex world we face as AI leaders is, let's say, it has a lot of interesting characteristics. The context in which we lead is very complex and confusing. And we are always bombarded with a lot of information and competing narratives. So there's a lot of misinformation, and that's what you see on social media, for example. even in the news sometimes. And that misinformation is amplified by many AI trends like deep fakes or biased algorithms that we don't usually consider. When we see someone we respect, we think we think like that person, and we see that person saying something you don't agree with, that you tend to think it's true, but it might be something that is false, amplified by those AI trends. So there is no absolute truth. And the thing is that many people is trying to make us think in a certain way, and maybe leading us through a wrong way. Even what's more, with that there is a high concentration of media ownership right now, which shapes that information we consume. And it also you can see it in the news. If you see news in Colombia, you see news in Dominican Republic, in Mexico, you realize that there's a lot of things that similar, and it's due to that high concentration of media ownerships. There are a few groups around the world controlling the news around the globe. So that's something we're not talking about this today, but you can look for it. The second thing is how global AI development can impact different cultures. It could create more inequalities, and it creating it right now. And we are always afraid that that AI we are using, it's also concentrated in some specific regions or countries. And we have any politic issues with that countries, if we have a huge dependency of that AI in our processes, in our technology, we could have some kind of impact. So that's some of the relevant thing here. So all these elements create a noisy and unpredictable environment, and as leaders, we are trying to provide clarity and direction in that world that often feels like it has none. So it's a perfect storm of disruption, as you see. And this storm demands a new kind of leader also. Before going on what is that kind of leader I'm talking about, I would like to give you some advices about this. The first one would be reading a lot, especially from books, not just social media. And I'm not telling that everything is in social media is wrong. I think we can find truth right now, especially because of social media. And many authorities also in the world are trying to ban that information also. We should try to rediscover our culture too and defend it. Something important, especially in Hispanic America, is that our history, our culture have been hidden from us. And it's necessary for us right now to try to rediscover it. And you need to know it first to really defend it. The third thing is just don't buy anything AI tells you. I have seen many people that when they are asked a question, they just go to Gemini, they go to ChatGPT, and they just believe everything the AI tell them. So as Juan Pablo and David said in the first talk, we need to be very critique about that information. We are the source of confirmation for that, and we try to look for other sources of information you can contrast that information AI is giving you. And this brings us to the second section, which is that new leadership imperative we're going to talk about. And in this complex world we just discussed, you see there is an accelerated pace of AI, and those old models of leadership are no longer sufficient. I'm not saying they are not valid, but they're not sufficient for this new world. So this AI revolution, as I said in the first place, is not just a tech shift. It's a fundamental change in the way we work. And this new imperative for leaders is not just about managing tasks or hidden targets. It's about being a defender of human values. What Edison was talking before, thinking about human more than just the AI. And try to be also a catalyst of an intelligent adaptation. We need to be those who defend humans in this world plagued by AI. So it's about leading people through uncertainty and with purpose and resilience. We can no longer just manage. We must inspire people. We must empower them and doing it in a fundamental new way. So we can ask a question right here, and it's, what does it mean to be an effective leader when your coworkers are also algorithms? We're not just interacting with humans only anymore. We're interacting also with algorithms, and algorithms that tend to have, we think they have their own opinion. So this talk is not just about tech. It's about that human skills that are needed to thrive in this new world. So how do we do that? It brings us now to the core of our talk, as I told you, and those are the 4 hacks. These are not complicated theories, actually, but practical shifts in mindset and behavior that can have a really significant impact on your leadership effectiveness. Our first hack would be becoming an AI fluent leader. And notice that word, fluent, not expert. You don't need to know how to code a neural network, but you need to understand the language of AI. What does it mean in practice? It means understanding that AI, what AI can and cannot do. And it means knowing the difference between generative AI, machine learning, and automation, for example. An AI fluent leader can identify those opportunities where AI can solve real business problems. But they also can understand the ethical implications and potential biases we could find in AI systems. As we said, let's get guided for all those chaos we can see in the world right now. So you don't need to be a data scientist according to that, but you must be curious. You must be a curious person. My challenge to you in this hack would be commit to learning. Maybe read an article, watch a video, or take a short online course about any new concept of AI every week. So your ability to lead conversation about AI, rather than just react to it, it will become your greatest asset. And that would be a big suggestion here. You could ask also your team questions like, how can we use AI to solve this problem? And what tasks on our team could be automated? Maybe thinking about your day-to-day. And an actionable idea I would give you here in this hack would be create, for example, a curiosity challenge where your team can find ways to use AI and improve their work in a daily basis, as I said. And you can do this like every month or 2 months or once a year. So that would be it for this first hack. The second one would be lead with empathy, yeah, and empower with data. Hack number 2 might sound like a paradox, leading with empathy and empowered with data, it sounds opposed. But in an era of increasingly focused on algorithms and automation, our human qualities become more important than ever. Most valuable assets are creativity and critical thinking. Leading with empathy, let's say it would mean understanding the fears and aspirations of your team members. Are they worried about AI making the roles obsolete? Are they excited about the new tools but unsure of how to use them? As David said in the first talk, what are we for right now? And an empathetic leader needs to connect with their team on a human level, building that psychological safety needed to navigate that changes. The actionable idea here would be using AI to free up your team from repetitive tasks so they can focus on high value human centric work. As Edison said also, let's focus on what human can do best. AI is very good at correlating a lot of data. Something it has a huge cost for us in time and energy also. So let's focus on those high value human centric work. And an example of this would be maybe using AI to automate, let's say, report generation, allowing, for example, a marketer to spend more time brainstorming creative campaigns than just doing repetitive tasks. So that would be it for our second hack. Hack number 3 would be embrace the experiment. Experimentation is really a big concept here. It's all about fostering an agile mindset, something we have heard like a lot of times in recent years. AI is changing so quickly that the right answer for today may be wrong for tomorrow. Juan Pablo told us before in the first talk. The tools, the techniques you use today, and you become an expert today, tomorrow you will know nothing about what people is using probably. So we wait for the perfect, flawless AI strategy. We will be just left behind. The actionable idea here would be to create a culture of safe to fail experimentation. This means we need to stop punishing failure and we need to start celebrating learning instead. Maybe did a new AI tool not work out? Great. What did we learn from it? We should celebrate quick wins and key learnings, not just flawless execution. An example to this would be maybe you could go back to your team and talk openly about an AI tool maybe you tried before and it didn't work for your workflow or for the situation or environment you had at that time, and share what valuable lesson you learned from the process. This single act models the behavior you want to see and gives the team permission to experiment, learn, and ultimately innovate faster. So the fourth and last but not least hack would be AI first and human always. This final hack serves as a guiding principle for all the others. AI first, human always. What does it mean AI first? Edison was talking about it before. We will see some other talks today talking about that. And it's a strategic mindset, actually. When faced with a challenge or a new project, the first question should be, how can AI help us to do this better, faster, and more creatively? It means actively looking for opportunities to leverage this powerful technology to enhance your team's capabilities. But it must be balanced with the second part, human always. This is our non-negotiable anchor. We must ensure that our use of AI serve our people, our customers, and our values more than anything. Technology should be a tool for augment to augment human potential, not replace human connection and ethical judgment, for example. We put the human experience, human well-being, and human decision-making at the center of our AI strategy, always. So in this AI-driven world, human skills like emotional intelligence, creativity, and critical thinking become even more valuable than ever. Your leadership hack here is about knowing what to automate and what to elevate in your team. And the actionable idea for that would be maybe talking to your team about those soft skills you need to preserve to make a significant impact. And this is something we used to do a lot here at Ceiba. So those were the basically the 4 hacks I had for you today. And now we need to talk about the game plan. This game plan would be focused on sorry for that. I made a mistake. This plan is only as good as its execution. Okay, and let's just make a quickly recap of the hacks and turn them into personal game plan for you. We talked first about becoming AI fluent. I told you that your first step there was to assess your own fluency and make a commitment to continuous learning. In the second hack, we were talking about leading with empathy, empower with data. Think and we recommend you to talk about one conversation you can have in this week to better understand your team's perspective on AI, and identify one point you can share also to empower your team. On the third hack, we were talking about embracing experimentation and identifying one small low risk experiment you can run with an AI tool maybe for the next month would be a good advice for that. And at the fourth hack, next time you need to make strategic decisions, you consciously need to apply this principle as a filter, always thinking about how to do it faster, how to do it more efficient with AI, but also thinking or being worried about what would happen to the team and how can elevate those human skills to achieve that. So this isn't just about doing everything at once, isn't about just taking the first step, building momentum also in your team, and that would be a really good game plan. So the concrete actions to materialize, if you say like that, those ideas would be maybe starting small first, picking low risk processes on your team to test with AI, something that is not like really big in an impact to your customers, for example, but it's significant in your operation, in your local operation, maybe repetitive tasks you have, and so on. Investing in curiosity. So you need to dedicate a portion of your team meeting to talk about new AI news or new tools there are in the market. So giving the people that space, that time to talk about these topics will also help you with this dynamic. It happens to many teams also, that they are so afraid of doing different things, so they can't think in two main ways. Maybe thinking that they don't have enough knowledge to achieve that. So I'm not an expert. So it's very difficult to me to even think about how to automate my process. Or they can think, as we said before, um, if I try to automate what I do in the future, that AI will replace what I do. So the conversation here about balancing that AI first and human always is very important to ensure you people can apply those concepts and have this curiosity in action. And the third advice would be talking about the future also. So discussing with your team what skills would be most valuable in 5 years, for example, and how AI can help them build those will be really relevant right now. So having that time to talk about it with your team, it's very important. To end this talk, we have our friend GK, who is now turned into a robot, and he's telling us that AI enhances and but not replaces human leadership. And the real hack here is focusing on the uniquely human skills that AI cannot replicate. So as we close, I want you to leave with a big question to take back to your teams. Forget about a grand complex for a moment. Just ask yourself, what is the first leadership hack you can try with your team? Maybe it's sharing an article to boost AI fluency. It will be as basic as that. Maybe it's celebrating a failed experiment, for example, picking one small thing and start there. The future of leadership won't be defined by those who have all the answers, but those who are willing to learn, adapt, and put the people first. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you so much, George. I really enjoyed this talk, and I'm so glad to be here with you talking about this subject that is really important for all of us. It doesn't matter what kind of role do we have now. The idea is to take into account all the advices that you just gave us. So thank you so much. And okay, let's move on to some questions that we have here. So the first question is regarding hack number 1, become an AI fluent leader. You mentioned we don't need to be experts. As someone who isn't very technical, what is a simple, practical first step I can take this week to become more fluent?
Okay. Talking about becoming more AI fluent, uh, they say simple and practical. The first step you can take this week would be to commit to that continuous learning. Um, Reading an article, as we said, watching a video, taking a short online course about any new AI concepts. AI, as we said, is evolving every time. So the goal here would be to understand that language of AI, what it can do or what it cannot do, and to be able to lead the conversation rather than just reacting to it. So that would be like the first advice there. You could even share articles with your team to boost everyone's fluency too. So it's not just only about you as a leader, but taking your team to also talk about it.
Perfect. Very good. Let's move on to the second one. that says, you talk about creating a safe to fail culture in hack number 3. How can I, as a leader, show my team that it's genuinely okay to experiment and fail?
Okay, that's a very good question. I think that culture of safe to fail, it's something we should try, and I had tried it before in my teams. It's about talking openly with your team about those AI tools you had tried and didn't work, those experiments you tried in the past, and if not even just talking about AI, creating that confidence in your team is also talking about the not being afraid to talk about the things that goes wrong. If we try to make it in a positive way, not punishing the ones who are making the mistakes, but trying to learn about everything we do. So that crucial part is then sharing what valuable lesson you learn about your workflow, about your process, about people in your team. And this action can give you team permission to experiment and demonstrate that focus on focuses on celebrating key learnings and not just flawless execution, for example.
Okay, very well. And we can finish with this third one that says, you present 4 great hacks. In your opinion, which one is the most important for a leader to start with?
Okay, they didn't have a specific order. Maybe not. You can start for anyone you like. The goal is more than just doing a specific order between those 4. Taking a first step, building momentum in your team, whether that's boosting that AI fluency or you're celebrating small failed experiments, as we said before. Try to pick that small experiments that can build that momentum and that they can give your team the knowledge, enough knowledge to just start automating and using AI.
Okay, thank you so much, George, for this incredible talk. We really enjoy what you were talking about. It was an insightful talk. So hope to see you soon. And thank you so much again.
Okay, thank you.